Alright, hello and welcome back to Let's Play with Luie. Finishing up part 3 of Comix Zone. Doing the last level, episode 3, Curse of the Dead Ships. I don't think there's any curses, but there are a few dead ships. Love that soda brand soda. Let's do this. You know, I had to look up what an atoll. I had to look up what that was. It's a type of growth near coral. It's like a coral reef, basically. So basically, this is happening somewhere in some coral reef thick growth off the coast of New Zealand, apparently. I guess, though, this is so far in the future that they don't call it New Zealand anymore. They just call it Zealand. I know what you're thinking, but Louie, there is a Zealand. I'm like, yeah, I know, but there aren't coral reef atolls growing in Old Zealand. You know what? I bet Zealand's gone already. And that's why this one's now just Zealand, because the Old Zealand's gone. So they're like, well, why call it New Zealand when there isn't even an Old Zealand anymore? I bet if we got rid of Old York, we wouldn't have. We just called New York York. All right, time for a little self-sacrifice, buddy. I don't know what that is. It's some mutant shark whale thing, I guess. All right. Okay. So this next part coming up here. I think the first couple times I played this game. Oh, jeez. And here I was about to go off about how, oh yeah, I can do it now, no problem. Well, way to show off, Louie. Alright, well. If I had done it right, I would have dropped that bomb right between the two of them, and it would have blown up all the bombs at once, and would have been all hunky-dory. But I failed, and I'm a little embarrassed. It's alright, though. Get roadkill, get me a little item here. Do 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 do. We're gonna take this grenade and you know, so I was thinking earlier about roadkill, and I don't know, I just started thinking about how he's a rat that, you know, can generate electricity, and I was just like, and I was just suddenly reminded of Raichu from Pokemon, because Raichu's a rat, right? That was always my impression, that Pikachu's a mouse, but then he evolves into a rat. Maybe I'm alone in that that hypothesis, but that was always my impression. I'm probably wrong. Oh, I mean, of course I'm wrong, because the rat is Rattata. Oh, the rat is Rattata. Okay. Yeah, okay, so I guess Raichu is a mouse. I'm just grasping at shadows here, trying to find commonalities between Pokemon and Comix Zone. I bet Pikachu can't, like, pull switches while walking on mines, though, huh? Yeah. Maybe he could, but, you know. Whatever, Pikachu. What a one-trick pony, am I right? Huzzah! Oh, yeah! Doom, 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 doom. Almost done. I see there's some question marks down there, but also mines. Plus, you never know what's going to be in a question mark, so, you know, not even worth dealing with, in my opinion. Jeez, that thing just went crazy on me. Hey, Sticks. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo, domo, do, domo. That was, you get it? Because his name is Sticks. And that's, we'll keep that between us. See, at the end of the game, the enemies just start blocking everything. Gets really frustrating. Because you lose damage when you hit them when they're blocking. And it's like, really? Largest freighter. So, inside a freighter, inside the atolls, near the coast of Zealand, there is a mysterious factory. You know, Mortus has a really worldwide organization he's got going for him. You know, he's got a breeding ground in New York. He's got a training facility in Tibet, and a mysterious factory in off the coast of New Zealand. He's an international entrepreneur, I suppose. Nice. Yeah, let me use that. Don't need it. Oh, gotta be careful. You know what? You see the little Mortus face on the bombs? You know what it reminds me of? Those little, like, zoot suit guys that you can, like, buy in the little, capsules from the grocery store, you know? With, like, the little fedora hats and the giant mustaches. And the pants pulled up to their chest and shit. Give me the respect I deserve. I don't know why they have that, like, Cockney accent. Always with the farts. You know what this game needs that would make it totally 90s? If someone could get hit in the nuts. That was like a big thing. I mean, remember Three Ninjas? That was like a big thing. Hitting that guy, the big guy in the nuts, Tum Tum. You know, kicking the guy in the nuts. Remember Tum Tum? Rocky, Colt, Tum Tum. Anyone remember Three Ninjas? I remember Three Ninjas. I don't know. Whatever. Big part of my childhood. Doo-doo-doo. I feel so bad for Gravis. He's basically like the easiest enemy in the entire game, especially by the end. When you're having to deal with like incessant blocking sticks and like low blocky Strigles and shit, and crazy flying through the air Morganas, you know, or Mongorias, whatever. And then you just have Gravis, and he's like, I kind of just stand here. I just stand here, you know. I look kind of menacing. That's kind of my thing. I look menacing. What's that humming sound? It's coming from behind the door. Alright. Let's move this out of the way. Use... Huzzah! Oh no, why'd I do that? Oh! That was a big waste. It's not a big deal, but it's kind of annoying. Alright, well, whatever. A nuke ready to launch? Like, what's my part in this? Sketch has a bit of a Valley Girl in him. I think it's the ponytail. I think the blonde ponytail just kind of broadcasts that a little. Oh, look at Mortus. He's like, enough of these fools. I'll take care of this myself. As every great villain does. And it's not like that ever backfires on them, you know. I always like the Wily method, you know. The Wily method where, you know, you have your dudes try and take care of the Mega Man or whatever, or the hero, and then you'll put up a little fight on your own, but if things start going bad, you just hightail it out of there. You know? That makes sense. Oh, Wily. I like how he just, you know, kind of drops next to a freaking, you know, jet engine. That sounds like a smart idea. So yeah, final boss, pretty easy. I would say he's probably easier than Kung Fung, but not as easy as that lady. Alright, so you see Lissa's slowly drowning. But, we'll save her, I guess. There's a bad ending where she dies and Sketch is all like, oh, I failed and I loved her. And it's like, you loved her? All she did was, like, tell you a few places to go. Back into the gritty world. Gritty real world. It's just like Tron, right? Right? It is, right? It's like Tron. It was a new beginning. And what a beginning it was. They lived in peace and happiness and shorts forever. Okay, now this part of the ending where it says that his comic becomes like the greatest comic ever or whatever. All I can think about is how much of the comic was even his idea at that point. Because apparently at some point Mortus just took over and everything drawn in the comic was Mortus's idea. Because Sketch had no idea what was happening at the end. And so I feel like that Mortus is probably the actual like creative powerhouse behind the Comix Zone franchise. And I'm pretty sure like a lot of people are like, wow, you know, Sketch Turner's comic, the quality really dropped off after the first issue. Speaking of comics, someone asked me to elaborate earlier when I was talking about, you know, every aspiring comic book artist should have a pet rat, except for, you know, Grant Morrison has a pet kitty. I was referencing that because Grant Morrison, great writer, comic book writer, works for DC right now. And the thing is, he always writes his craziest, like, most critically acclaimed works after one of his cats dies. So he always gets a new pet cat, and the cat always ends up dying, and then he makes a great comic book. Yeah, and they always have like bad endings, you know. And he literally just like, and I mean, I guess you have to respect that, you know, using freaking, you know, you're using comic books as a catharsis that somehow results in like critically acclaimed stories. You know, that's, you know, impressive, I guess. Alright, so anyways, so that's the game. Had a good time. Showed you guys a few tricks. I don't know, had a fun times, had some laughs, shared some tears, you know. Alright, so I guess I'll see you guys in the next game. Whatever it is I choose next. If you guys have any suggestions, go ahead and leave them in the comment field. Please, nothing too hard. Unless you just want to see me fail over again. But I mean, if you just want to see me fail over and over again, I mean, I understand that. It can be quite amusing. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.